to compound or not to compound. We've had one or two YouTube videos on this, but to compound the fees you're earning in your DeFi positions or in your DeFi portfolio or in your crypto portfolio in general, or not to compound. I'll share kind of my general rule of thumb, and you can build off that. And of course, everyone's going to be unique, but in general, I say no. My default is to take profit and make a choice to compound or not. But my default is not just compound to the moon. I used to think that way. And it didn't, like, my ROI over an entire year was not what I wanted it to be, because I was just blindly compounding without thinking through it. There was a time to take profit. There was a time to actually exit a position. There was a time to reduce a position. There was a time to take those profits and open a new position, new opportunity with higher ROI, higher returns. And I just found that, and we've worked with thousands of members in the UIGs, so we get real-time data, is those who just choose to keep compounding, and that's their default, they may seem like they are winning kind of quicker or more in the short term, but in the long term, they kind of lose that consistency in the race. Those who, by default, are claiming fees, every day, every week, whatever, and then choosing, so putting the work in for an hour, that's all it takes. That's all I do on Friday. What am I doing with my fees? What's the market doing? The market is really, really deep in the green. I'm just going to sit on this so I can buy back opportunities. If you're just compounding, you don't think that way. So you might compound when the market's bumping, and then, we kind of have a little pullback and a little correction and move back into fear, and we kind of lost an opportunity there. Or it's like, there's some these one or two new opportunities on this blockchain that's attracting a lot of TVL, and there's some blue chips that are attracting a lot of yield right now. I'm going to move my profits to that. If you're compounding, you miss out on that opportunity. Or maybe, hey, the markets are pulling back. I claimed my fees. I really like the positions I'm in. I'm going to compound back in now because the markets are pulling back, and I'm, getting things on quote unquote discount. I'm getting a good deal on some assets here. And again, depends on if you're in correlated pairs, non-correlated pairs, single-sided type assets, if you're big on lending or staking, like what is the makeup of your DeFi portfolio is going to be really important. That's, again, something that you'll cover early on in the UIG as we build out your kind of portfolio, your visual representation of what you want your portfolio to be like. That's in the DeFi frameworks section of the UIG. Highly recommend you check that out. But the point is, I don't recommend personally that you just default compound. Nothing wrong with compounding, but you've thought through it before doing it. And that way you just become a little more strategic and a little more, I think a lot of people don't enjoy thinking. And I don't say that as a like, I'm not mocking anyone. Thinking is difficult. Like, I sat down today for an hour and a half and was just kind of thinking through my investment thesis and the growth of my portfolio. And it was kind of like the first 30 minutes I felt like I wasted. The next 15 minutes I got into flow, and then the last 45 minutes was actually productive. To just sit and think through something is difficult, at least for me. Maybe it's easy for you, but it's difficult for me. And from a lot of people I talk to, they kind of share the same, story. Is like, they have a hard time thinking through something, which is why CEOs, and you are the CEO of your investment company, get paid so much. That's why investors typically do well, especially really awesome investors, because they spend a lot of time thinking. And by doing so, you just become a better investor. So again, answer this question. I don't recommend just default compounding. I do recommend thinking through it, being strategic, and setting time aside every month or every week or whatever frequency you work at, to claim your profits, claim your fees, and make decisions from there. Really hope that helps. Check out the DeFi frameworks section inside the UIG. In the third framework section, you'll find the business building, kind of DeFi business building visual map that Colin has an awesome training on, and you can follow along and build out your visual map of your portfolio. It will honestly help you more than you think it will. So if you haven't done that yet, do it. With that said, we'll see you soon.